YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. We're gonna open a box. It's kind of a small one from YouTube, which is pretty cool. So, you guys probably already know what this is. This is just like the YouTube rite of passage, I guess. And hopefully we'll be opening more boxes like this with your help. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this and we'll show you. But we have to be careful because there's probably a letter in here that's personalized, so we gotta be a little bit careful. Oh, we have some foam in here. That's pretty fancy. I gotta be careful. Ooh, hold on. There is a letter. And, oh my goodness, look at this. It is a personalized letter. Look at this. Live ink signature. Nope, sorry, that's printed. That's all right. So YouTube sent us a letter and they said, congratulations on making us lots of money, which you guys actually did. And then right here, we have a card that says, hey, this is packed by Rick. Thanks, Rick. You did a great job. It is a plaque. It is a plaque. It is the coveted silver play button. I think the platinum one is more coveted, but this one is also pretty cool for us right now.
Yeah.
So this is presented to BrianPhillipsRC for passing 100,000 subscribers. And you guys may or may not know this, but you can have it say anything you want there. So I could have typed some expletive that would have been hilarious, but I'm not gonna do that. This is actually something, it looks like they changed the shape a little bit too, it's flat. So actually really cool, it's neat to see this thing finally. Obviously we weren't working for a plaque, but the plaque is just signifies the incredible amount of work and support that we have from you guys. So that's pretty cool. Look, we can recognize our team. Look at that. We can buy more plaques if we want.
You're gonna buy me a plaque?
We could for the camera crew. That's a good idea. We should do that. We should get one for the camera crew. So anyway, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk for just a minute. We wanted to unbox that because everybody that has a YouTube channel that reaches 100,000 subscribers is eligible to get one of these plaques. Now, we don't pay for anything. You just have to set up the shipping, which is really nice. So thanks, YouTube. That was pretty cool. Anyway, this is what I made a list. It's not exhaustive, but it's a lot of different people that have helped to get us from where we were 6 years ago, right? To where we are now. And I'm not talking about like physically in this house or this location, anything like that, but on our YouTube channel. So without further ado, I'm just gonna work through this list. This is the list, but I want you guys to read it. I want you to listen because I'm gonna give little short stories about everybody. It's gonna be a super short video.
Oh, jeez.
So BrianPhillipsRC, this is a cup from Esteban. So that takes care of two. Okay, who's BrianPhillipsRC? BrianPhillipsRC is another one of my fellow YouTubers. His channel is blowing up, which is awesome. I think he's like over 500,000 subscribers now. And he's super skilled RC builder. He builds airplanes. They're just gorgeous. Airliners. Similar to what you see over here, except much nicer. Okay, so we've got that, and then Esteban Rivera, my favorite and only Latin cameo on the channel. He's a friend and a cameo on the YouTube channel. He and I met because I was flying a Sport Cub S with a bunch of LEDs, and when two nerds get within so much room, they get all excited. They're like, ooh, another nerd. So we talked and it was cool. And it's funny because at the time, I think the day before or a couple of days before or after, we met his wife and son on a walk in the same exact manner. And they didn't know that we all met together. So we ended up becoming friends. And then later on, he was a cameo on the channel. And we've both since moved from where we were. And we're a little bit further apart by like 15-minute drive, but we're still really close and we still see each other a lot. So very cool.
And Esteban did actually help us get to this house.
He physically helped us move airplanes that night.
And
do you remember?
couches.
Did he like bring us pizza or something really nice? Esteban was super pivotal in moving us to this house. And literally when we moved to this house, we were 2 days after, which I guess we can throw in the people that bought our house were so kind to us. And they let us have like an extra, probably 3 days. It was like 2.5 days from our contract. And we ended up getting until Friday at midnight or something like that. And we were supposed to be out at like Wednesday. And you know why? Because yours truly is a hoarder and my shop was insane. It took us like an entire day to move that shop out. And most of the stuff that was in there, I mean, we got it cleared out by the skin of our teeth. Anyway, so you know me, I can't tell a short story. Okay, so just going through the list, this is not exhaustive, so please guys don't be hurt if I don't get you on the list, because there's a lot of people on here. I even put Elon Musk on here for Dishy McDish Face, because internet is terrible in the country and we love it. It's very nice to have that. Thank you, Elon. We're still waiting on the rest of the other 27,000 dishes, or excuse me, satellites to be launched. So if you could get on that, that'd be great. What does he have, like 1,700 up? So yeah, there's a few more to go. Anyway, so we're just gonna work through this list. Tom, for sending us the plane stand, and they're not nut drivers, but they're hex drivers. When you're really stubborn like me and you don't want to get tools from your basement, and somebody like Tom is super kind and he sends stuff like this, we really appreciate it. And we're never going to forget to mention you again, Tom. We're going to keep doing it forever. So that's what you get if you send me stuff. Danny, thank you for the calipers. You've helped us. It's funny because those two are both longtime subscribers, and we know that it's just an example of many and many of you out there, because we have 100,000 subscribers. But, you know, a lot of them are casual subscribers, but then there's the hardcore, you know, really, really involved, almost like partners in this channel. So we really appreciate you guys. Obviously, Grumpy John, you make the short list, not only for your hilarious commentary, but also for sending us, you know, when our wind socks get ripped. I mean, nobody wants your sack getting ripped like that. So we appreciate you replacing them. I did notice there was some fraying going on. I'm not going to ask, but I'm just saying. So you were one of the early people to send us things that we didn't ask for, unsolicited goodies. But yes, Tom, Tom was one of Danny, and then Grumpy John. And there's more that I will think of. There's been some acquaintances that we've had and bumped into in the meantime. They've really been helpful. Zane, of course, is one of them. Zane is one of our subscribers, and he's come out here and fly information flights. And so he's a low flyer. So thank you for your help, Zane, but also for buying some of our hay. We have more, by the way. Into the AM, and we're going to mention some of the people that have helped sponsor us too. Into the AM, this is in no particular order, folks. We just kind of did a brain puke, Megan and I, to come up with some names. So we had Jerome. We've been working with you for a while. It's been really cool. I don't think we're moving as much product as you'd like, but that's okay because we like your shirts. They are good. So Banggood, we've been working with you for a long time. And I was going to mention that Rami helped get me set up with those people when I first started. And that was our first tentative sponsor at the time. So obviously we've kind of been able to continue working with Banggood, and we know that there's definitely some challenges there, but at the same time, they have been good to us. And we have reviewed, you know, like this plane over here, this little plane actually was a screw up that never actually got fixed. And so when the cats killed one of my Night Vapors the other day, I took the Night Vapor guts and made this into the Night Vapor Cessna 182, and it's actually pretty sweet now. So just in case you guys are wondering if you ever see that thing fly, it's pretty good. But this was one of the many Banggood products, the E-Sheen lineup. The mini Warbirds have been great, really, really fun. And then of course that JJRC MO2, which is awesome. So vertical takeoff and landing, I take it off in here and flip it vertical and fly it right in this living room. Really cool. Guys, we have so many videos. You should be checking them out if you haven't already. We have some old content. We have some new content coming. We actually have so many boxes we can barely fit them in the room. We have more stuff on the way right now. Okay, so getting back to the point, thank you to Into the AM. We're gonna start with some, Jing, thank you, Jing, for taking a chance on us. We know the Dynams sometimes leave a little bit something to be desired, but guys, I need to implore you. When we work with people, we talk with them before we say, hey, can we give a bad review? Because if we can't give a bad review, we're not gonna work with you. And a bad review means we say, hey, look how terrible this is. And we just wanna know, when we start bringing things in front of you that we can be upfront and honest, and then how we're gonna be able to handle these situations. And if people won't let us be honest, then we won't work with them. So we try not to be unfair either. But Gene, thank you. You've always been good to us. We appreciate that. Bitco Hobby, Magic Home. Magic Home sent us this cat tree. And then there's a cat in the sun. Get it quick in the entryway. There's a cat. stretching. So obviously the cats have really enjoyed that. That thing, when we first got it, I'm like, goodness gracious, this thing's a monstrosity. And the cats literally love it. Every single day they're on it. Sometimes they're sleeping on top, sometimes they're stretching. It's awesome. If you haven't seen the cat tree video, we do a tour of the basement. And by the way, that tour of the basement is way out of date. We have so much more stuff down there. It's insane.
Yes.
Bicko Hobby, thank you. The integrity of your company is very high. We appreciate that. North American distribution for Dynam, Omp Hobbies, and what else are they? HSD. So we're continuing to work with Bicko Hobby, and maybe a little bit less on the Dynam stuff, but a little bit more on the other things that they're starting to carry. So thanks, James, for being a part of that. Pilot Ryan, you were one of the guys. Thank you. You're to blame, partially. RC Geek, another one of my peers. And Chris, we really appreciate you. You sent us some stuff. And Ray Emanuel Guniak, thank you for partnering up with us on a few videos. The Fire Booties, I know RC Geek also does them, but not trying to start any, wars here. But I just want to let you guys know that you're appreciated, and we appreciate the way that you've partnered up with us, even if it's, for personal gain, trying to sell afterburners for yourself or whatever. I don't care. It's still cool. It's still cool because you never know. You never know when you work with a YouTuber if you're going to get anything out of it. So we appreciate that. Bobby K too. Yeah, Bobby K. Sorry, Ryan, Pilot Ryan and Bobby K. So we appreciate you too, Bobby K. Okay, so Raymond Coons, speaking of people that have given us stuff, just randomly out of the blue, Raymond gave me an airplane. He sold it to me for $1, but he gave me an airplane. I think he passed. He gave me the Teeny 2. We have a video about that. It's a manned aircraft that you can get in and fly, and we really appreciate that. That was just a really strangely kind of overwhelming sort of thing. Like nobody gives you an airplane, but this guy did. And he was a retired Air Force colonel, and he had written a couple of books, and you can still probably find them on Amazon. So anyway, really just, it's amazing the opportunities that have come from YouTube. And we really want to thank you guys for helping that to be a reality. So as we continue through the list, RTL Fasteners, thank you for working with us, Madison and previously Natalia. We appreciate you helping to support our channel. It's small, but growing. And we want to grow with people that want to work with us. So Supreme Hobbies, interestingly enough, is now XPR. And they didn't actually work with us ever, but they did. Because that video went viral. It's like 35 million views or something like that. For a small channel, it's insane what that does for a small channel. It takes you from a small channel to a something channel. And then of course you have to run with it. If you don't put anything into it, it's just gonna die off anyway. So, but Supreme Hobbies is gone. But we need to thank the YouTube algorithm. Please, YouTube algorithm, if you're listening. More recommendations, please. Obviously, Titan Attachments. We work with Titan Attachments on the farm side. You guys love the farm videos. It's probably one of your favorite videos, I know. It's like you're really here for the farm stuff and you watch the RC stuff on the side. But when we do the farm stuff, Titan is one of the brands that we work with, and we just kind of direct people. They don't even probably know who we are, but that's okay. We buy a lot of their stuff and then we bring it to the YouTube channel, and then when people buy them, then we get small commissions, just like with some of these aircraft that we bring. So anyway, so thanks Titan, very good company, Pallet Forks. Check the link in the description below. It's just like there's 10 companies or so, and then just when you click on those, then we get credit, small commission when you buy stuff. So that's one of the ways that they've helped support us. Redlands in India, we're working with them on the balers, and when I say working with them, we're actually, if you want to buy one, let us know. We have a link. Excuse me, not a link for that, but we have an email address that's in the About tab. You can go there and you can let us know. But that's for business inquiries. We're not, we don't really do comments and stuff like that on the email side, because it would literally take all day, every day to keep in touch with 100,000 people. And it's not just 100,000 folks, it's 100,000 subscribers. There's millions of people that come and view and watch time and all that good stuff. So the 100,000 it's kind of a good benchmark though. Amazon, we've been working with them for years. Jill Moment is the camera crew nails, show them. Do you want to cover the broken one? Sorry, I make her do lots of terrible things like throwing hay and things like that. Obviously, we have My grandpa, who's passed now, was a big part of this. He wasn't the only reason that I did RC aircraft, but he played a big part of it. And Tom was one of the guys. I'm not mentioning last names just in case you guys are wondering, but you know who you are. Tom really helped out a lot. He gave me a lot of different things when I was first getting into it. And this is before I had any sponsorship and things like that. And it really helped us to offset some of the initial expenses that we would have otherwise run into. So Tom, thanks. I still remember that. It was really cool and selfless of you. So we appreciate that. And of course, Grandpa built a lot of planes that were stick built, and I would help him electrify them or put in radio controls or whatever you want to call that. And we would then film some of those videos. And it's really cool that we got a chance to share that. That's one of the big reasons why we like this channel and we have continued in it, because, you know, the RC aviation is about as wholesome a hobby as you can have. I mean, because we're really wholesome on this channel. But we just wanted to make sure you guys knew, if you're not into it and you're looking for something that you can share with your family that's not sitting in front of a TV screen, that you can actually get together and interact and have fun and have some real fear and real excitement and real challenges. It's all real. It's real small, but it's real. And so flying radio controlled airplanes will give you all that. And it's really exciting to be able to do that with your kids as your kids are coming along. If you're like a younger person and you're watching this video right now, it's just something that's it's the most immersive RC experience that I've had. And I've done, like most of the RC experiences, I've launched rockets, I've done boats, I've done cars, I've done trucks, I've done off-road, I've done on-road, I've done trains, I've done, you name it, submarines, all that stuff. I mean, we've done all that stuff, and it's all fun for a while, but RC aviation, flying airplanes, even more so than helicopters. Sorry, heli guys, I'm not trying to beat up helis. Helis are also very cool. I feel like, and drones, not trying to beat up drone guys either. I know there's a time and place for all of it. But flying fixed wing aircraft, for me, is the most immersive. It requires the most, it requires the most attention right now. Because you fly quad, flight controllers, and even with stabilization and safe and things like this, you get a lot of help. But flying fixed wing, you gotta pay attention. You can always run into something. Also, I feel like it is one of the better analogs for the real full-scale item. So, flying helicopters, flinging upside down and cutting the grass with the real helicopter. So I'm into scale fixed wing. That's my primary interest. And warbirds, general aviation, it's all cool. But obviously we have general aviation over here and then Elon's VTOL. So anyway, the other thing is I want to thank the kids, you know who you are. They have been very good with putting up with this. Granted, they're our kids, so we've taught them what we expect of them, and but they have to be quiet and go into the dungeon, which is really a pretty nice dungeon if you ask me, but they still get interrupted. And I put a toilet in for them, so it's great, and a hand washing sink. So anyway, then also to my dad, who has actually been more pivotal in getting me into the aviation stuff than maybe Grandpa. But I mean, Dad and I have shared a lot of this too. Of course, he's still around, and that's great. And we plan to do more with that. But then, of course, the most important one is the camera crew. The camera crew, I wouldn't be able to do it without her. She does a great job filming. But not only that, she does a great job of taking care of our family and making this possible. Because this could not happen if she wasn't on the other side of the camera. And even if she wasn't on the other side of the camera, we couldn't make this happen because she tolerates a lot for this channel and she's not that into it. Meaning, she's not obsessed with aviation or RC at all, and yet she still does all this stuff. So, thank you, camera crew.
You're welcome.
So anyway, that's the short list. And so obviously, probably the most recent and largest attachment that we have would be, of course, to Horizon Hobby. And so Jason is kind of my connection there. So Jason, thanks. We couldn't have done this. Well, we couldn't have done this without you as quick as we did, that's for sure. And I say that because with Horizon, they've been good, but they were good before we were working with them. And now that we are working with them, we have gotten to know the people there, and they have been just really good to work with. They're really hardworking people. They really care about their customers. And I know that some of you guys probably had a bad experience or something and you're gonna be like, they're terrible. Well, I can tell you this from experience. You know, I work with a lot of different companies that make stuff because I do that professionally. And not all companies are created equally. I'm just gonna say that. And plus I'm a customer to a lot of different places, just like all of you are. And I feel like Horizon does one of the best jobs. Now that's not to take anything away from the other companies that we work with. It just happens to be that they're one of the bigger ones. And so Jason, you've been great to work with. We appreciate you taking a chance on us. I feel like it was a pretty safe bet myself. But the thing is, to those of you who have chosen not to work with us, you know, now that we're over 100,000, it's gonna be a little harder. Just kidding. It's all right, we'll still work with you. But we couldn't have done it without the subscribers, because really the people that subscribe are the ones that get you to 100,000 no matter what you do. Megan and I said we were gonna try to make this short. So we came up with a small...
Wait, can I say something?
Yes.
From back here?
The camera crew can say something.
Or I'd prefer to be. I just wanted to say, like, I know I stand here and hold the camera, but I know how much work you do behind the scenes and answering comments and keeping things in the queue, and that's your job to think about, you know, the pipeline of stuff and when people need to see things. And I know it's a lot of work, and I know the comments that you see and read and reply to and delete sometimes or have issues.
There's that too.
There's that too. But I'm proud of you. It's been a big thing. And this is not something that 10 years ago, if you would have said we would be standing here today, either of us would have thought you were crazy.
There's no way.
But
there's no way.
But anyway, I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you, camera crew.
Yeah.
So we do this together too, which is another cool thing that we get to share, and it's real. I mean, it's real life for us. But the other thing too is that we got a gift for all of you.
We did.
So most of you know I've been mentioning it in the videos, and it's mostly because we have been doing. In fact, we can use the play button as a mirror. Are you ready, camera crew?
Yes.
Okay. So this thing. I don't know.
There you go. Now
Yeah,
you see
so you guys see the camera crew? We got this fuzzy ball. Sorry, I just blew all your speakers. So the audio quality has been suffering lately, and so we had broken the 100,000 subscribers. Previously, we've been using these Photo Welt lab mics, and they had worked well. Now, the reason we did that was because at the time, there was a Rhodes option, but it was only one mic and one receiver. Now, if you do shotgun filming like we do, where it's live filming, and you basically film a subject like me doing something, and then you mix in, you know, audio later, then you can do that. But we don't. We do shotgun filming and we don't mix audio. We do live shotgun filming. So, because that's the only thing that our family can support. It's already bad enough doing this, believe me. From a time perspective. So at some point we'd like to improve that, but in the meantime, last month, as in May 1st, this is June, what is this, June like 12th? Last month, Rhodes came out with a solution that was 3 times as expensive as that, by the way. But that worked really good for a long time, and then all of a sudden, like around the time the Draco was coming out, one of our biggest videos, it decided it was going to start making noises.
Yeah.
So we still have not figured out why. So we got this. This is our gift to you in YouTube. Now, the reason that we threw this in at kind of like the end of the video instead of the beginning is because we wanted to do a quick unbox and just show you what it's all about. Because to be perfectly frank, we hope that it's great, but if it's terrible, then that kind of sucks. So we're going to hear about it, we're sure. So we're going to open this up right now. We will link to this. We link to a lot of stuff you may have noticed. That's how we fund our channel. And so we don't really try to hide behind that, but at the same time, we want you to know that if you're trying to help our channel, we don't have a Patreon yet. At some point we may. Now that we're over 100,000, we may start the begging site, but I'm not sure. It's just one of those things where it's like, we know a lot of you guys really care about us and our family. And even though we just like review toys that you want to buy, really, really cool toys that you want to buy that are expensive, but still, we know that you guys want to support us, and so we try to give you a lot of different ways that kind of might fit your budgets and stuff. It's not like we're asking you to spend $300 on us. We're asking you to spend $300 on yourself, and then the companies will give us a little chunk of change at the end of the year or whatever. Okay, so this is in the box, guys. Comes with a little kit. Okay, so it's got a Velcro that opens, and then it's, you know, holds stuff, little pocket. Box is divided without any foam in there. I have a really hard time separating this lid. Okay, so there's, are you kidding me? They have a Rode branded desiccant pack. That'll be delicious. Don't eat that, kids. This channel's not made for kids, by the way, in case you're watching YouTube. Just because kids like airplanes. Okay, so wireless go quick start guide. So there's a guide here. There is a USB-C to USB-A flat style, satin finish. Looks like a silicone cable. Not 100% sure of that, but it feels like silicone. I'm gonna just try to pop this open. These, every place they've glued their paper together, it's actually quite difficult to separate. But we're gonna pop this one out here. So that is for, hypothetically, for charging. Now these things are really cool because not only can you do shotgun filming, but you can also simultaneously record on board for backup in case your audio would have otherwise been lost. Okay, well that's cool. Do they have, oh, they just have 3 of these things.
Yeah.
These things are supposed to go in and stay now.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a lot better than the original.
Yep, they had problems.
Go, yeah, style.
The interesting thing, they give us 3. Does that mean there's a mic on the receiver? There's a receiver and a transmitter.
I don't think so.
But 2 receivers. Okay, wireless go, wireless go, wireless go. 2 receivers. Now you can hook up a lav mic like this. If you want to use a lav mic like this, you can purchase the Rode version of the headphone jack mic that would go in here, okay? Some of the complaints were that they weren't set up like this with a screw that keeps the mic in, okay? But my understanding is that you can pretty much use any lav mic that will fit the port or the jack, okay? I don't know if that's true or not. I don't necessarily have any interest in having a mic like that. That was one of our rationale behind getting the Rode in the first place. A lot of the other YouTubers really swear by them, and they're a little bit more expensive, but this met our needs because we wanted to have 2 people. That's kind of a hot problem to have. We wanted to be able to film the camera crew and myself so that she can give her snide remarks when I say things that were off color.
Commentary.
Useful commentary, sorry. I knew something like that. So anyway, what we're gonna do is we are going to go ahead and get this all opened up, and we'll just show you, well, we'll show you the last cables here. There's a red one here. One of these is gonna be for the mic to cell phone, and then one of these is gonna be for, it looks like there's actually a total of 3 USB-C to USB-A's, which is nice, so you can charge them, but there's also a mechanism to pull. The software will pull the stored audio. And the way I understand it is that once you pull the audio, then you can go out and you can parse out or change, you can grab individual files. I'm not sure how that works, but it will just start re-recording over itself on loop the oldest 24 hours. So once you set it up to record in the backup memory, then you can just let it roll. And then if you would have like a video where the quality is really poor, you can go back, clip it out, put it in. Unless of course you're recording like over 24 hours, which is what we aim to do this year. I'm just kidding. We already have huge videos. So we will, at that, it looks like we've kind of covered everything. This has got to be the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So I don't know if we'll probably go ahead and pause. We'll switch out the gear, and then we'll film the last little bit of this video using the Rhodes gear so you can just hear how much better it's gonna be. Oh wait, we might need to go out in the wind and just give a sampling. We could, yeah, just because the wind is where you get most of the noise. You can go ahead, Kat. Look at all the butterflies.
You know, they're crazy. Is it gonna be windy enough back here?
There's some wind right here. So guys, this is I don't know if it's gonna be windy enough here though.
I don't know if it is.
Here, just hold still. I'm sure that'll come up.
I'm sure it will.
But anyway, we had it was pretty insane, and you can see the trees here.
Tops of the trees are moving.
Oh, there you go.
It is.
Here, right over here, hon. So you guys can probably hear that noise. That clipping that you're hearing right now is unavoidable with this type of a mic. And so the audio quality will get really poor. And so YouTube automatically clips the video to try to protect people's speakers, I believe is the reason that some of you complain that the video is so quiet. That's because you get these spikes and then they'll make it quiet throughout the entire length of the video. So we're going to pause the video and get the new setup. Hopefully you've heard the obnoxious noises. Sorry, still terrible audio quality, I know. But I just wanted you to see an update on the kitten. This is one of the 3 that we kept. Who is this? Who is this?
That's Cole.
This is Cole. And then Cole's brother.
So that's Ash.
This is a boy, that's Ash. And he has a little swoop on his belly.
Yep, it's the only way you can tell them apart.
Yes, and then there's one more, and I don't know where it is.
She's under my chair.
She's under the chair? You want me to get her? Okay, I'll get her real quick. Okay, so this is the last one. We know that you guys love kittens, which is kind of strange because I'm sure there's like lots of dog people out there too. Just so you know, we're dog people that have kittens and cats, and they are hilarious. Cats chase everything, and it is really, really, really cute. Like, look out there right now. This cat is chasing the butterflies from the railing on the deck.
Oh, jeez.
So they are crazy, and they will make you skip a beat because didn't this one fall down from here?
Yeah, she fell off of the railing to the landing down there.
Oh, there's turds down there. Maybe
Of course there is.
Okay. So sorry guys, we don't mean to gross you out, but these are live animals.
This is Cinder. So the 3 kittens are Cinder, Cole, and Ash.
Yes. And they've been pretty good kittens.
Mostly.
And these are 3 of the 8.
8.
Yeah, because we had some people adopt the rest,
Yes.
which is good. But our male,
Like Esteban. One of them is at
Esteban.
Esteban's house.
My favorite Latin cameo.
Yes.
Let's take one. Okay, so we're gonna get the road set up now. All right, YouTube. So in true Brian Phillips fashion, we've spent the last 3.5 hours trying to figure out how to use these Rhodes mics because everything's always really easy, right?
But we didn't show them, so it's not
We
true
didn't
Brian
show
Phillips
you because we
fashion.
really care about your support. So anyway, the audio quality hopefully will be better. This works. We can use regular lav mics like we did before, but the audio quality is just slightly less good, we believe. This is the only thing that comes with the Rhodes Wireless 2, right? Mm-hmm. And that will only work for a DSLR. We film on a smartphone. So if you're getting this, you have to buy a special cable, or I believe you can possess a USB-C to USB-C. In my case, I have a USB-C on the Samsung Galaxy S9, and there is a USB-C output on the Rhodes receiver. Mm-hmm. We also set up to use the Rhodes receiver and tested on our Windows 7 machine, but it is not capable of downloading all the stored audio files, which are now backed up on board each of the receivers. I believe they are not backed up on that, but they might be too. But either way, we are backed up. So if we have a problem with the audio, then we can go back to this thing, pull the audio off, because we're currently filming through a 3.5 millimeter setup like this. Mm-hmm. And you have to have one that says something like smartphone and then something that says microphone. And you'll notice that the jacks are different. They're 3.5 millimeters each, but this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 contacts, and this one has 1, 2, 3 contacts. You'll notice that this one is like that. Mm-hmm. So that's the way a DSLR works. Yep. Is it's just like this. Whereas this goes into a smartphone for full stereo output, okay? And mic input, okay? So this will not work. That's for a DSLR. Just look at the pins. You can tell there's 3 points and 3 points. So for those of you, we get a lot we don't get a lot of questions about our audio, except for when it's terrible. So
That's just complaints.
keep in mind that we already had the Movo double-ended exciter or whatever it's called. I don't know what it does. This thing did not really work well at all. And then we moved up to this one, which came with, and I would show you the front, but it's just they put the address label right over the front of it. It's called the PR2-PM. And that had a handle, which we are currently using, and then this thing, which is a mic. And we were using that as our shotgun mic, which was supposed to work to, you know, get the sound that I'm making without picking up all the background noise. We found it to pick up a lot of the background noise, like really, really bad. And so that's why we wanted to get back to the lab mics. But lucky for us, the Rhodes was just came out on May 1st of 2021. So we obviously have that now, which is the wireless Go 2. Just keep in mind, if you get the wireless Go 2, you will get the three USB cables, like this USB-A to USB-C. So you'll be able to hook up each of them to a charger if you have a standard A charger, and you'll be able to hook up to the computer, of course, if you have a USB port on your computer, which we assume you do. You do need Windows 10, though, to install the application that's used to pull the files. So we had to do that too. However, Windows 7, we're running Windows 7 Home 64-bit operating system, and we are able to hook up to the Rhodes receiver and use it to simultaneously act as stereo or monolithic combined. It doesn't matter, you can do both. So there's a lot of cool features on this. It is somewhat intuitive. The volume control doesn't seem to really work in my world because every time I adjust the volume, we don't see a big output change, but that may have had something to do with the fact that we were trying to use this cable, and every time we adjusted the volume, we were actually adjusting the volume on board and not through the 3.5. We were trying to adjust it and it was actually not hooked up.
Right.
So that's a couple things to say. And then this to-go case is nice. We did put these on. They do click on there pretty nice. It's got an oblong shape to it. So you have to actually slide that in there. And I would show you, but then I'll have to take this thing off and the audio quality will suffer.
I could just give you mine.
Well, yeah, we could show you that real quick. So the camera crew is gonna unclip, so you'll hear some noises. We'll try to make it nice and quiet. You can see how these are oblong. Well, you line that up in the oblong direction and then twist. And that keeps from popping off. Prior to this setup, they were actually used with a pressure fit on the wireless Go 1.
Yep.
So incidentally, if you weren't already aware, we wanted to get the wireless Go 1, but it was double the price and we couldn't film 2 subjects without having 2 setups. 2 complete setups would have been 4 times the price, or actually it wasn't quite 4 times the price. It was like 170 or 180 bucks, and we would have had to get 2 full setups. So it would have been like 3.5 times as much as what we had to give for that, and that had everything we needed. It worked really good for a long time too.
And then when
the
we
photo weld.
got the photo welds for until we got this Movo one, I just held the phone in my hand and we never had anything else. So to add all the Rhodes, we would have had to add several accessory packs and cords, and then I'm holding all of that all the time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder, a lot more wear and tear on the camera crew. And she is filming for a lot of hours in a day.
Yes.
You guys may not be aware, but when we film for 5 hours, then she might actually be filming a little bit longer. So
That's why we put the boxes in front of the clock usually. Then
yeah, that way you can't add up the time. But anyway, so we went through all the setup on the Rode wireless Go 2. And so this hybrid video is to help show you guys that we really do care about what you think. We want to give you the best quality product that we can possibly produce. And this is in response or thanks for helping us get to 100,000 subscribers with the silver play button. So YouTube, thank you for being there for us. If you're looking for new ways to help support us, the biggest thing you can do is come and watch the videos, click the like button. Obviously that's gonna help. You can do the bell for notifications. Obviously, if you wanna get notified, we put out a lot of new content. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe. And then, of course, that doesn't cost you anything. But really, the best thing you can do if you really want to help us is look in the description below. There's lots of links to different items. And then there's links to a variety of different companies that we work with too. And those companies will give us a little bit of commission if you buy from the links, but they don't charge any extra when you follow these links. And so that's one of the biggest ways you can help support the channel, is by funding it in that way. And it's nice because you guys don't have to just like give us money and get nothing in return other than just the content that you could get otherwise for free. So those are some ways you can help support us. But the big thing is, if you want to help us grow, this is how you help us grow. It's not necessarily telling your buddies, but you can do that. I mean, even if everyone told their buddy and you had 1,000 buddies, that'd be great, but it's not the way it works in the real world. YouTube is reaching out to a gigantic multi-billion people audience. So if you give us likes, that's the #1 way to help us. The #2 way to do it is to actually have good audience retention. And we get handicapped on that so big because when we do these super long videos with lots of detail, then what happens is the audience retention is just for a short clip because you watch this or that and then you get what you need and you move on, which is exactly what I would do, by the way. But what happens is then YouTube thinks that you're watching like 0.5% of the video, so they assume that you hated it. So liking the video is very important in our application because it helps to undermine that false positive that comes from a long video where you watch just the flight part, or you maybe watch just the second flight, or maybe you watch the end when we had like a crash or something like that. So basically, like the videos, it helps a lot. If you don't like the videos, watch the whole thing. I don't know who's going to do that, but that's one way you could do it.
Would work too.
And the other thing we may do is, as we continue to grow, some of the things that are coming down the pike is if we start doing editing instead of just pure shotgun style filming, then one of the things we might be doing is offering a video that would be just the flight and clips that would lead up to the flight, highlights, because a lot of people want highlights. Well, if you're watching YouTube, a lot of people review a lot of the same stuff, and a lot of the other people do things different. We try to give you the full scope of the project, and so you can get a feel for how terrible it was or how great it really was, and how much fun it was for us to put together. And a lot of what we bring is just Megan and I interacting together and enjoying each other's company while we're going through the process of building these airplanes. So we hope that you enjoy being part of that, but we're trying to adjust as we go, and that's how we're going to grow this channel. So please do leave your feedback. We always love to hear from you, but please remember, guys, we're operating on YouTube's terms. So if you come back and you say, hey, don't worry about what the algorithm says. I've heard that before. Guys, we care what the algorithm says because that is directly proportional to our success on YouTube. So if we want to get to the gold play button or the platinum play button, we're going to have to improve that in some way. And so that's small steps, a little bit every day. Just like learning to fly an airplane, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of time to get that muscle memory built up. For us, it's going to take us a lot of time and practice to start making some of the improvements that are required to grow the channel. Because once you're at 100,000, you've got a lot of audience, and now we want to make it even more. And that's going to help to fund the channel. It's going to help us to get better content. It's going to help us to get better relationships with these different vendors that can send different stuff. And we love to bring you as much as we can. So help us help you in that way. We really appreciate you. We wouldn't be here without you. Come back for more.